These are the 25 most popular Lego sets for investing right now. I will give you my top 3 at the end of this video, and I'm also curious to hear what you think. I'm Kevin, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. This is where I watch all of the other Lego investing and reselling videos on YouTube so that you don't have to. And I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek. There are a lot of great channels out there and I recommend watching all of them. In this video, I'm getting back to my standard formula where I go through all of the mentions and enthusiasm scores per set. I got away from this for a little while because my last bunch of videos were me grading and ranking all of the retiring sets at the end of this year by theme, and it was a lot of fun making those videos. But now back to the analytics part of my channel name. Normally I do 2-week updates, but since I fell behind, this update is actually the last 2 months, August 1st to September 30th. And during that time period, I watched 97 videos across 18 channels, and there were 670 individual Lego set mentions, either for investing or against investing. It was about 200 unique Lego sets total. How my channel works is every time a Lego set is mentioned regarding investing in all the other videos that I watch, I record it as a mention, and for each mention, I give it an enthusiasm score of 3, 2, 1, or 0. 3 meaning the YouTuber is super excited about the set for investing. A 2 meaning that the YouTuber thinks the set will be a solid investment. A 1 enthusiasm score means the YouTuber is interested in it but has some questions, and then a 0 means the YouTuber is saying avoid it and do not invest in it. All right, that's enough overview. Time to jump into the table. First set on the table is 40623, the Battle of Endor Heroes BrickHeadz set. 16 mentions over the last 2 months with an enthusiasm score of 2.7, which is fantastic. This set is climbing quickly up to the top of the list because it will only have a 9-month shelf life. It is $40 for 5 BrickHeadz. Yes, Wicket and R2D2 are a little smaller, but it is a great set and a great deal. It's been on the Brick Fanatics retirement list for a number of months now, but people were still very skeptical that it would actually retire, but now it's showing up on some of the European Lego.com last chance lists. With those 2 data points, our confidence that it will retire after just the short 9-month shelf life is increasing significantly, so I am very, very excited about this set. Let's look at these figures a little closer. There's Wicket, first time ever made as a BrickHeadz, probably won't happen again. Here's Leia in the green Endor outfit that she wore. First time for R2D2, probably will be a BrickHead again. I like this one a lot. People are complaining about it being boxy, but I kind of like that. That's the style of BrickHeadz. But at the same time, when you look at it, you immediately know who the character is. Here's Andor Luke, the weakest of the 5 characters in this set. And then we have Lando, who looks great, first time made in BrickHeadz form, and probably won't get Lando again, at least anytime in the near future. Original trilogy Star Wars BrickHeadz typically do well. Here's Chewie, who's increased in price. Same thing with the original Luke and Yoda set, and then of course the Boba Fett set that is doing fantastic. One great thing about this 5-pack is that if we look at all of these Star Wars BrickHeadz sets, there have only been 1 or 2 packs previously and about 30 figures made in total. So now we can get 5 of the 30 in one set. Lastly, this set is going to be really hard to stock up on unless you live near a Lego store because it is a Lego exclusive set. And of course, Lego limits how many you can buy. I think it's 5 online right now. Overall, I love this set and I'm going to get as many as I can. I did want to show you on eBay also that it's already going for over MSRP most cases. And on Camel, third party, it is somewhere between $40 and $60. Of course, most people don't sell on Amazon, so you got to reduce this price probably by about 20%. But all signs are looking great for the first set on our list. The next set on the list is another BrickHeadz 40539 Ahsoka Tano, 13 more mentions with an E-score of 2.8. Another absolutely amazing set. Everything I just said about the first set also applies to this BrickHeadz, but in addition, this one looks great all around. The detail is fantastic and the prints are great. And another thing to point out is that this set is the 150th BrickHeadz ever made, and that should add to its collectability at least a little bit. The downside with this set is that it will have a 2-year shelf life, which is kind of long for a BrickHeadz, but I'm not letting that worry me too much. On eBay, the set is consistently going for about $5 over MSRP, and of course with her show coming out recently that is awesome, we would expect this set to do very well for many years into the future. It seems like the buzz is cooling just slightly around this set, but I don't know what that is. Maybe people are just worried that it is so popular and on so many people's radar that it's a little bit over hoarded, but I'm not letting that worry me. Here on Camel, we can see that it's between $15 and $30. Next on the table is 21326, Winnie the Pooh, 12 mentions with another E-score of 2.8. This is a fantastic idea set. It will have a 2-year, 9-month shelf life, which is actually a little shorter for the average idea set of 4.5 on Brickset, and only $100 for over 1,250 pieces with the 5 very unique and exclusive minifigures to this set that probably won't be made again anytime soon. I'm a huge fan of this set, just great detail. The tree and the little hut is complete all around and looks great, but then it also opens up and shows all of the really nostalgic interior detail. Yes, a lot of stickers, but they're well done in my opinion. And then, like I said, the minifigures are outstanding. Eeyore, Rabbit, Tigger, Piglet, gotta love Piglet, and of course Winnie himself. All 5 of those are exclusive. Checking eBay, this set is going for on average about MSRP after including shipping, so that is a very good sign. I totally agree with the high scores for this set. I am a big fan and getting as many as I can. And fourth on the table is this very high-ranking Speed Champion set, 76911, the James Bond 007 Aston Martin DB5 with the exclusive Daniel Craig minifigure. Also 12 mentions with an E-score of 2.8. It's a 1-year, 9-month shelf life, which isn't too bad for Speed Champions, but it's a 2022. All of the 2023 and beyond sets are $25 per vehicle, so we're already kind of getting a $5 discount on this one. An outstanding 4.4 on Brickset. I absolutely love this set. It just looks fantastic from multiple angles. This looks great. The back looks great. And then if we compare it to the source material, it's a pretty good, accurate build and design and representation of the one from the movies. And with that said, a big reason that I like this set is because it is related to a movie franchise, which should help it a lot in retirement, especially when we know eventually another James Bond movie will come out someday. And I did want to show you the great Daniel Craig minifigure up close. I'm high on this set, and with most Speed Champions, probably about 90% of them, if you get them on sale, which they typically are at least 20% off, and you can do some other rewards and stacking through Rakuten or gift with purchase, things like that, then you can probably get closer to 25 or 30% off. And if you're doing that, the vast majority of Speed Champion sets will double your money within a couple of years. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else. Next up is 76409, Gryffindor House Banner from the Harry Potter theme. 12 mentions with an E-score of 2.3, only so-so on the E-score. While we're here, I'm also going to show you the Slytherin set, House Banner, which also got 11 mentions, but an E-score of 2.4. The Ravenclaw House Banner and the Hufflepuff House Banner both got 10 mentions with an E-score of 2.4. So all 4 of them are scored about the same from all of the other Lego investing YouTube videos that I watched. These sets are really dividing the Lego investing community. Some people really love them and some people really hate them. I'm on the fence that I really love them. I like how they open up. You got some extra details. All of them have at least 2 exclusive minifigures. I think one of them has 3. A lot of great stickers. I know normally stickers aren't that popular, but these really make the sets fantastic. And also they can close up and be hung on your walls. So there's a lot of great ways that you can use and change up how you display these sets, which I think does add a lot of value. The other thing to point out is that all 4 of these sets will only have a 10-month shelf life, and all 4 of them are retiring at the same time. Some people are worried that that means they'll be forgotten, but I'm not worried about that. I think that because it's only 4, we know what the total collection will be. You only need to get 4 to have the full collection. You're not wondering about, oh, are they going to come out with more? How many more of these do I need to collect? Nope. You get all 4 and you've got the whole set. And I did mean to point out that a lot of these pictures actually have that movement to them where if you look from different angles, it's a different image, which is another great touch. So I personally am somewhere between pretty high and very high on these sets, but I do want to show you eBay, where all the sold items are pretty well below the $35 MSRP right now. So maybe that's something to look out for, but I am still very excited about these sets. With 11 mentions and an E-score of 2.7 is 75336, the Inquisitor Transport Scythe, and y'all know that I love this set. A 1.5-year shelf life, a 4.6 on Brickset. All 4 of the minifigures are exclusive. Ben Kenobi, the Grand Inquisitor, third sister and fifth brother. They look fantastic. Probably not going to get these made again anytime soon, if ever at all. But not only are the minifigures awesome, but the ship is great too. It is not a throwaway at all. There's a lot going on. You can do the wing transformation. The red windscreen piece looks great and pretty menacing, and all of this really good interior space. And although the show was not very popular, these characters and the ship were very popular within the pretty unpopular show. So I totally agree with these scores, and I'm getting as many as I can. A quick look on eBay is showing that it's selling for about $75 to $80 shipped, which is not far from MSRP, and it has been on sale a little bit. And so I think that these sale prices are a pretty good sign, considering that it hasn't even retired yet. We already talked about the Slytherin House banner, so now on to the second really big idea set that is retiring at the end of this year. 21325, the Medieval Blacksmith, 10 mentions and an E-score of 2.8, a 4.7 on BrickHeadz. Almost a 3-year shelf life for ideas, which is pretty standard. $180, but it is over 2,100 pieces. It did get a pretty good price bump back. I think it's almost 2 years ago now when Lego did those price increases. I continue to remain very high on this set. The exterior detail is fantastic, along with all of the great interior detail. The only thing negative that anybody's been able to say about this set is that maybe it is so popular that it is going to be very over hoarded and therefore saturate and slow down the secondary market. I'm not worried about that at all. Looking at previous idea set, a lot of people think that the Medieval Blacksmith is going to perform similarly to the old fishing store. A lot of similar look. This one has jumped from $150 to over $400. I don't think it'll do that well, but it'll do quite well. And then if we just scroll through some of the other more recent idea sets, we can see there are some pretty similar looking sets, obviously a different theme, but sets that all can kind of look together or be side by side on a shelf, like Pirates of Barracuda Bay, or the Winnie the Pooh set, the Motorized Lighthouse, and the Viking Village that just came out. And then looking on eBay for this one too, it's going for about 150 to 170 shipped, so really close to MSRP. So yes, I am a big fan of this set. Another BrickHeadz, this time it's Harry Potter 40560, Professors of Hogwarts, 10 mentions with an E-score of 2.4. I think that E-score is a little low. I think it should be in the 2.6 range. About a year and a half shelf life, the standard $10 per character, and these four look fantastic. The thing about many of the BrickHeadz is that if you really squint your eyes, you can kind of see what character they were going for, but a lot of them are not very recognizable. Here, if anybody knows just a little bit about Harry Potter, they know exactly who these characters are, or at minimum, they know that they're from Harry Potter. Great prints. And if we look at the only other BrickHeadz set with a Harry Potter professor, we see that it has jumped from $20 to $60. I've already gotten a few of these, and I'm hoping to get a few more before the end of this year. And one thing I did mean to point out way at the beginning of this video is that if the set number and name has an R in parentheses in front of it, it means that according to Brick Fanatics, it is retiring at the end of this year. And just recently, I started adding R's to sets that are showing up on any of the US or European, Australian, any of the other Lego.com last chance lists, even if they are not showing on Brick Fanatics yet. We talked about the Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff house banners, so now we are on to another BrickHeadz 40622, Disney 100th Celebration, 10 mentions with an E-score of 2.2. I also think that enthusiasm score is low. This one also with a really short shelf life, only 11 months, which is great. And I think these characters look fantastic. There's Oswald, Mickey, Snow White, and Tinkerbell. Yes, these are super classic Disney characters and maybe not as bright and colorful as some of the other Disney BrickHeadz, but if we scroll through that list, we can see that these 5 characters fit in really well, and also we can see that a lot of these that have already retired are doing really well in retirement. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about on this set is that why on the Lego.com for US has it been discounted to $28 for the last couple of months? It must mean that it's not selling that well, and maybe that's a bad sign, or maybe that is a good sign for Lego investors. I still think it should be more like a 2.5 enthusiasm score. there. Next up is 75327 Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet, 9 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.9, and it has not had an E-score that high up until recently. It's been more like 2.4, but I totally agree with the 2.9. This set with only a 1 year, 10-month shelf life. Keep in mind, Boba Fett had almost a 3-year shelf life, just retired at the end of last year, and you were able to get it, and all of these helmets are on sale from time to time, and this one's already going for 70. So I think the less than 2 year shelf life is really good. And also it's really sounding like Lego is all done making Star Wars helmets. So the ones that we're scrolling through right here are the whole group, and pausing on the Red 5, this one just really stands out to the others because it is Luke, which is the most popular or darn near close to the most popular Star Wars character. And the helmet looks great. You can see a little bit of the inside of it. Lots of great colors. The trans clear orange visor goggle pieces are really great. This one is going to be a standout in the group, and yes, it deserves a 2.9 enthusiasm score. Another set with 9 mentions and an E-score of 2.9 is 75342 the Republic Fighter Take. 1 year, 9-month shelf life, which isn't bad. 6 minifigures and Mace Windu with the arm printing, and the 3 clone troopers are all exclusive to this set. Nobody really cares about the battle droids. Many people believe this set will be the best performer out of everything that is retiring at the end of this year. I don't know that I'm there, but I certainly think it is going to do excellent in retirement. And honestly, we've talked about this set so much, there's nothing else really to say about it other than maybe it'll be a little bit over hoarded because everybody's talked about it so much, but I'm not worrying about that. 76406 the Hungarian Horntail, 9 mentions with an E-score of 2.7, really high for a Harry Potter set. This set does get the R in parentheses, even though it's not on the Brick Fanatics list because it showed up on the Germany and France last chance to buy Lego.com list. Because of that, I bet it's flying under the radar a little bit. A year and a half shelf life is really good. It is at $50 when the other 2 in this line that we'll look at in a second are only at $40. But I'm not worried about that. I think it's going to do great. And the big kicker for me is that it is a Target exclusive. Looking at the other couple, this one is Hedwig, which is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, also retiring at the end of this year, but a very long shelf life, but they pair up well. And then Dumbledore's Phoenix retired last year with a 1.5 year shelf life, and it is already jumped up to $56. Next up is the Speed Champions Dom's Charger from Fast and Furious 76912. And honestly, all the same comments that I gave on the 007 Aston Martin DB5. This one got 9 mentions with an E-score of 2.7. It's a great set. The Dom's minifigure looks fantastic. It is a licensed vehicle. The only downside is that Lego makes these Dodge Chargers and Dodge Challengers very boxy looking, but I think it still does great in retirement. Next up is 76408 12 Grimmauld Place, 8 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.5, a 1 year, 7-month shelf life with a ton of exclusive and great looking minifigures, a 4.4 on brick set. I love this set and I really want to get some for investing. I think I've got 2 right now, but I'm not quite at the 2.5 level. I'm more like a 2.3 because I need to see this set on a pretty good discount. It's $120 for under 1,100 pieces. Yes, the minifigures all look really good, but Harry Potter minifigures typically aren't that special. Maybe a couple of these here will be. The main thing with this set is that the action feature of hiding away the 12 Grimmauld Place address and combining this into just one, I think that's a dark tan beige colored building, and having the black 12 address disappearing is a really cool feature, and all the interior detail looks great. I think it is flying under the radar, but I still want to get it on a very, very good discount to invest any further in it. Next on the list is 40521 Mini Disney The Haunted Mansion, $40 for 680 pieces. Really good. A year and a half shelf life. Not very popular with a 4.0 rating on Brickset. This one got 8 mentions with an E-score of 2.3, and that's right where I am, but I still want to invest in some if I can get them for around $25 or so. I picked up a couple recently with that really good Disney 100 gift with purchase promo. And the reason that I am wanting to grab maybe 5 to 10 of these is because it's the first in this series of mini Disney castles and builds that's going to retire. And with all 4 of these, you can start to make a little collection, and they all look really good. The Disney castle looks good. This new one, the Palace of Agrabah from Aladdin, looks really good. And then the Peter Pan one is okay. It's more expensive at 60, but it does have the 3 minifigures. So I want to prospect in a few of these. Next up is Minecraft BrickHeadz Llama 40625, 7 mentions with a full E-score of 3.0. While we're here, we're also going to talk about Zombie 40626, 6 mentions with a full E-score of 3. And then even though Alex is actually the 26th set on this table, it has 5 mentions with an E-score of 3.0 also. So we'll talk about all 3 of them. And for me, the short answer is that they all have a 9-month shelf life. And if we look at the one other Minecraft BrickHeadz set that retired in 2018, it's increased from $20 to $100. Maybe these 3 won't explode in value, but because of the short shelf life and there aren't many other Minecraft BrickHeadz sets, I think it is an absolute no-brainer. We already talked about Hedwig 75979, 7 mentions with a very solid E-score of 2.6. Yes, a 3.5-year shelf life, but like I said, it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive. It's only $40 for 630 pieces. And how these wings flap is really well done. It's such a unique looking Harry Potter set. This set will do well not long after retirement, and it will do well many, many years into retirement. All right, the first of the 3 modular buildings that are retiring at the end of this year. We haven't had one retire in a couple years, and now we're getting 3 in 1 year, which is very exciting. This is 10278, the police station, 6 mentions with an E-score of 2.7. I agree with those scores. A 3-year shelf life, $200 for almost 3,000 pieces. It's the best price to part ratio of the 3 that are retiring this year, and it's also the shortest shelf life of the 3. Historically, modular buildings do quite well. Of course, the older original ones are doing the best, and the later ones are starting to cool off in the secondary market, but they're still doing very well overall. And they just look fantastic. A lot of great interior detail. You get walls all the way around. So yes, it is definitely a set I'm excited about. 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West tall neck, 6 mentions with an E-score of 2.7. A little over a 1.5-year shelf life. $90 for over 1,200 pieces. Really good. Kind of a niche set because it is from a video game series. So I think some people are shying away from it. And for that reason, actually, because it's flying under the radar a little bit, I'm really excited about it. And the other reason is because it is a very high 4.7 on Brickset. You don't get many sets rated that high on Brickset. The build and design is fantastic, and then the alloy minifigure is one of the best this year. 75359, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. It just came out. Who knows how long it'll be on the shelf, so I'm not going to get too excited about it. 6 mentions already with an E-score of 2.3. Some battle packs do very well, some don't. I'm not paying too close attention until we get closer to a retirement date. And then last set that I'm going to talk about in this video is 40495, the Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Hagrid Harry Potter BrickHeadz, 6 mentions with an E-score of 2.2. 2.5-year shelf life. I am not interested in this set for investing. I think the 2.2 is too high. It should be more like a 1.5. So maybe if you get it on a huge discount, but for me, they are just plain, and all 4 of these characters have previously been made in BrickHeadz, and they've looked a lot better in the previous sets. All right, now for my top 3 of the 25 sets that we talked about in this video. And my third place is the Winnie the Pooh Ideas. Very nostalgic, that goes back many generations, and just an overall great looking set for me. My second place set is this Star Wars Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. As I stated, it sounds like the helmet series is all done, and I think this one is flying under the radar a little bit, even though it's starting to get a lot more attention recently. Maybe it won't explode in value, but since we've been able to get it on some pretty good discounts, it's gonna easily double and more in value after a couple of years in retirement. And then, no surprise at all, my number 1 set is 40623, Star Wars BrickHeadz, unique characters that haven't been produced in BrickHeadz form before, and then the 9-month shelf life. That's everything I need to know about it. Obviously, if this set gets extended to 2024, then I would not be ranking it as my number 1. That's a wrap on this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.